Lillard, long range three.
First topic of the night. We're going to talk about the NBA real quick. I know it's football season, but the NBA starts in about 23 days. Dre, I want to ask you a question. So the Celtics have recently acquired Jrue Holiday for Malcolm Brogdon, Robert Williams. They got a 2024 first-round pick from Golden State and a 2029 first-round pick from the Celtics that's going to Portland. But also, we got Damian Lillard is a Buck now, and he's out of that terrible market. Well, he's in another terrible market, but still, he's with a superstar. He's with one of the greatest players in today's game. Who do you think had the better acquisition in the offseason?
Man, this is a great question, man, and this is a great topic. I'm going to be honest, man. You know, it's really hard to go either way. As you can see, listen, Damian Lillard was on the market. He wanted out of Portland. And, you know, Portland made sure that they did everything they could to do right by Damian Lillard, as they should. He's given nothing to that franchise but excellence. He's done everything he could. He even got your favorite point guard out of
Don't do that.
Well, you know, maybe we'll get to that. But listen, Dame, when Dame is on the market, you go get him. Absolutely. And so that's exactly what Milwaukee did. And, you know, one of the interesting things about this trade is that I think the Bucks took a big risk here. They really didn't receive anything back except Dame Lillard, right? No other pieces, no other surrounding talents or anything like that. I don't think they got any picks or anything like that. I could be wrong on that. You got to fact check me on that. But they threw everything out there for Dame. Now, the question for me is the Celtics, right? I mean, the Celtics gave up some pretty big pieces in Robert Williams. He didn't do that great in the Philadelphia series, but he made up for. You don't need him to score, right? He's a big defensive presence that the Celtics kind of lost. You also lost Malcolm Brogdon, who was about a 15 a game scorer. And so I think that's a and he was serviceable on defense as well. He was solid on defense as well. So, I think those two pieces right there, I want to see how Celtics kind of rebound from that. I don't think Kristaps can fill the shoes of Williams, the third right now. And that's only because of the history of injuries that he's had. So I don't blame that. I don't blame Kristaps for that as much as the injuries that he's had to deal with. But honestly, if I have to, it's a real nail biter, but I'm going to go and I'm going to lean towards Milwaukee that won this trade. What are you thinking, man?
Per usual, you're wrong, but that's all right, First time doing this, so I got to show you a few things. The Celtics absolutely got the better acquisition.
Okay.
Absolutely. You say Robert Williams, he was good, but he was having injury issues. Also, he was unplayable sometimes in that postseason last year. That's first. Brogdon was also a question about his health. Brogdon's question had come to health. We don't know necessarily all that's going on. I'm not in the locker room, neither are you, but there was something going on, right? Let me ask you something. Were the Celtics down 3-0 in the conference finals last year?
Absolutely.
So, do you think Jrue Holiday being there now with the collection of talent, is that going to happen again?
I don't think so, and that's why I say it's...
Hold on.
Yep.
Okay, you don't think so, right? Okay. Who got the Bucks out of there last year? So, with what Dame did, with what Jimmy did to Holiday, who's going to guard these talents?
It's going to be
Can
hard.
Damian Lillard play defense?
Not to the extent of Jrue Holiday, no.
Okay.
No.
So, they do have Middleton. Middleton's, for the last 2 years.
He's questionable. He's questionable, too.
Okay.
He's questionable, too.
Giannis is one of the best defensive players in the league, but he's also great at blocking shots.
They also have Brook Lopez.
He can't guard somebody on the wing.
No, but that's just two great defensive presence.
What's basketball about now? The perimeter game.
Yeah.
The perimeter game is the most dominant style of basketball now. If this was, I'm not saying the Bucks can't win, but when it comes to this year, Holiday now can Holiday, go back to those 2018 playoffs when the Pelicans played the Blazers. Damian Lillard didn't score. Damian Lillard did not score over 20 points. He shot about 35% from the field with Jrue Holiday as the primary defender. So now I can put Jrue on Dame. If Dame goes off, he goes off, which he probably will.
See, no, that's a you.
But
you don't say that about Dame. You don't just say if he goes off like he's just some ordinary player. No, you don't do that with Dame. Because if Dame goes off, he really goes off, and he'll give you 60.
Okay.
So you don't say that about Dame.
Okay.
All right.
I can say that.
You can take 60.
You know who I can say the same thing about?
Who?
If Jason Tatum goes off.
Yes, but Jason Tatum.
Hold on. He's been to a final.
Yeah.
Don't do that. He's been to a. Hold on. Time out.
So is Giannis. Giannis won.
I'm not talking about Giannis. Giannis by himself. Giannis by himself is already. This is about Dame and Jrue. Okay. We can add. We're gonna add.
Dame is better than Jrue any day of the week.
Who's better on defense?
Bro.
Who's better on defense? Answer the question.
Bro, wait a minute.
When Dame and Jrue matched up, Jrue closed him out with a 40-piece.
Are we?
So
Hold on.
let's not act like Jrue can't score.
I just need to get something. I just need to understand something.
He's crazy.
Are you saying that Jrue Holiday is on the same tier as Dame Lillard?
I didn't say that.
Okay.
That's not what came out of my mouth.
Okay. I just want to make sure we got that clear.
But I can tell you one thing. He will go back and forth. He will
make it tough for him, Damian Lillard, to score. Absolutely.
He can go bucket for bucket. Because he's already with Damian Lillard. He's already done it.
Get out of here.
He's already done it.
Go bucket for bucket.
He's already done it.
No. When you talk about
producer, put the clips in.
Listen.
I'm going to send you the clips, and you can put them in. He does not know what he's talking about.
This is why I'm on the show. Because I'm going to bring you the truth.
No,
when you talk about bucket for bucket, you're talking about things like Jordan and Kobe, LeBron and Kobe. I mean, bucket for bucket. Tracy McGrady and Kobe. Gilbert Arenas versus Kobe. That's bucket for bucket. Not Jrue Holiday and Dame Lillard. That's not bucket for bucket. Get out of here with that, bro.
First of all, when I say bucket for bucket, see, you don't know the game of basketball.
Oh, God.
So when I say bucket for bucket, Dame will come down and hit a three. If Dame gets hot, like you said, he's going to get hot, right?
Yeah.
Have you seen Jrue Holiday get hot before?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen Dame get a lot. His.
You act like Jrue Holiday hasn't had a season.
Dame's light gets a lot brighter than Drew's does.
Okay. I'm not disagreeing with that. If Dame can come down and hit a three, right? Jrue Holiday can come do the same thing, but then he can also pick your pocket, just like he did in Game 5 of the NBA Finals when he took the ball from Devin Booker. He has arguably one of the biggest plays for the Bucks franchise history against Devin Booker in the finals.
Yes.
So he's not the scorer that Dame is. He doesn't have to be because I have Tatum and Brown, and I have Kristaps Porzingis.
Well, listen, okay. Because now we got to talk about Tatum and we got to talk about Brown. Because listen, for some reason over the past couple years, they haven't been able to get it done. And they've been the favorite for the last few years.
I just got him.
They've been the favorite for the last few years.
I just got him. Okay.
They've been the favorite.
So, do you remember?
I'm just saying they've been the favorite and they haven't won.
2 years ago, who did Giannis lose to?
Oh, he lost to them.
Okay, then. So they have recently.
Well, Giannis just lost to the Heat this year.
But 2 years ago, when Jrue Holiday had helped the Bucks go up 3-2, Giannis put up absurd stats.
Yes.
But what happened when the Celtics were down 3-2? Jason Tatum went into Milwaukee. Scored 46.
Yeah.
And then they won the series.
Yes.
So, and not only that, they went farther than them last year, too.
Yes.
And the Bucks have a new coach who we don't know about. This man could be a Pop-Tart of a coach. We don't know. He just popped out of nowhere.
Well, listen, with that being said, there's still much to be desired for that Celtics organization. And I think we could agree on that.
I can agree.
There's still much to be desired from that organization.
They have to win a championship.
Giannis has already done it.
Yes, he has.
And so because he's already done it, I give a little bit more respect to him and that organization because they have already done it. Chris Middleton, I still kind of want to see how he bounces back. I know he had some injuries last season. He was okay. He wasn't the same Chris Middleton as we saw in the finals.
No.
So
he hasn't been that for.
He hasn't been that. What was it? MCL or
I think it was the MCL.
MCL he tore
before, but it was just he just had I've had, and of course I've never played on that level, but I've had 2 knee surgeries. Almost over 5 years ago, and still playing and trying to move the same way. When you have a certain injury, it's just sometimes it's mental.
Yep.
Sometimes it's you're scared to jump off that leg. Now they have the best trainers and best physicians in the world, but at the same time, it's still that's a high level of basketball.
Absolutely.
You
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And he was. Offensively, I know Giannis had the better numbers, but offensively, Middleton was playing hitting big shots. So it's you're right, but how does Middleton? Another question I have for you in the segment is how does Middleton be the same guy, but his role has to decrease? I know it's a tricky question, but when I say be the same guy, he's still, he can still shoot 40% from 3. But how is he going to turn into catch and shoot? Are they going to give him cook and create? What are they going to do? Because now Dame is one of the best players in the last 20 years in the pick and roll.
Well, I definitely don't think they're going to go with cook and create. I think that's all between Giannis and Dame. Obviously, if one of those two are out, then yes, he will fill that slot. I think this could be good for Chris Middleton, right? Because I think it takes some pressure off him because, after that finals run, we've kind of been trying to look at him a little bit differently, right? We've been trying to look at him as
an all-star,
right?
It's a little higher, maybe.
Right? Yep. All-star, is he trying to ascend into different, even a superstar, maybe?
No,
right. But I'm just saying, right? We're trying to gauge how we look at him. And so, after the injury, he kind of hasn't been looking the same. I think this takes a lot of pressure off of him to just, hey, listen, if I'm Chris Middleton, I'm like, you know what? My job just got a little bit easier. We have another efficient scorer. We have another person that can give us 30 a game. I don't have to do that. Maybe all I have to do is give maybe around 15, right? Well, actually, he was already doing that.
Well, Middleton for years was in the 20s,
Okay.
But my thing is it's not about how much he scores because we're in the NBA today, or they're in the NBA today, where people score 140, 150 like it's regular. So for me, it's not about points. It's about when and how he scores. Is it catch? Like I said, is it catch and shoot? Is it cut into the basket?
And here's where that when is going to be really on Milwaukee's side. Because you have one of the best clutch players in the
history of the game.
NBA history. And so that win is going to be real detrimental when it comes to, playoff pushes and such as that. When you got Damian Lillard on your team, you can pick my pocket if you're Jrue Holiday. That's fine. You can pick my pocket. You first quarter, second quarter, third quarter. That's fine. Fourth quarter, this is an entirely different game for Damian Lillard. The game slows down. He takes control of it. And I do not want to be the opposing team if Damian Lillard is on that side.
You have a point because Dame is clutch, but we haven't seen it in a little while. He's getting older. He's about 34 years old. We haven't seen him be clutch in that moment in about 2 years. When he lost to the Nuggets, when Jokic had lost Jamal Murray for the season, Dame had help. He had CJ. You know what I mean? He had a nice team around him. Now, I'm not saying it was a team that should have went to the finals, but they should have won. Dame went off. He had a 55-point game. Austin Rivers was thanking God because Dame was missing shots. That's how Dame is spectacular. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I know Giannis is going to get his numbers.
Yeah, right.
If they win the title, to me, it's because Giannis is the MVP. It's not because Dame's the MVP. You know what I mean? Dame's getting up in age. My thing with them is they have a brand new coach. My problem with the Celtics last year is they fired Udoka right before the season and brought in Mazzulla, and I just said no, they can't go to the they can't go. I said they can't go to the finals the first year.
Yeah.
Milwaukee, because these two players are so spectacular, they could go, but I'm just not picking them over an experience. Now he's experienced. Missoula, like to your point,
he did a great job.
Came back from 3-0.
He did a great job. Yeah.
Although they lost Game 7, he showed that he can make adjustments now. So now I have a little bit more trust, and I know Celtics fans are going crazy because this is. And we can all agree, Jrue Holiday is much better than Marcus Smart.
Yes.
Much better.
Yes.
Although Smart is
Absolutely.
real good, Jrue Holiday plays with poise. He can play the point guard role. He's not going to do things that are, that he should not do.
Yeah, and that's the nice thing about Celtics. If you're a Celtics fan, if you're in that Celtics organization, you just got Marcus Smart back plus some. I mean, Jrue Holiday is a level up player from Marcus Smart. So, when they lost that piece, we kind of were just like, that's kind of a huge piece, right? I mean, even the physicality he brings, the mentality he brings to the game, and just all of that. But you get Jrue Holiday. And so they got that piece back. So this is really going to be an interesting acquisition for the Celtics this upcoming season. I want to see. I'm rooting for Jrue Holiday. I'm not rooting for the Celtics. I'm rooting for Jrue Holiday. Absolutely. I want to see. I am not a Celtics fan by any stretch of imagination, but I really like Jrue Holiday. Yeah. I really like him as a player, and I want to see how he blends with everybody else.
Well, man, I appreciate your point, but you're wrong. But we're gonna go on to another topic.
Y'all know who was right.